let's talk van flares. Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking van flares. I fitted a pair from Blackrock Outfitters, and today we're going to be going through how I got on with fitting them, whether I would recommend them, if I've come across any problems, and whether fitting van flares and the price we pay is worth it. Let's jump into the video and see how I got on. For this install, you're going to need those trims to finish off your metal work. We're going with a little mouse sander just to tidy up our fiberglass once we've cut it. We've got our jigsaw ready to go, and we've also got metal drill bit in there to cut our holes for our guides for when we cut the metal out of the plastic work. As well as that, I'll be carrying my trusty Sharpie to measure things out, as well as a decent new blade on my Stanley knife. We've got a bit of cardboard over there that we're going to make the template for cutting out the fiberglass, not the metal work with. This is just to make sure we get that as flush as possible when we're mounting it onto the truck. So the first job that we're going to do is start making that cardboard template by just getting the cardboard on the side of the truck and figuring out how much we need to trim off this exterior fiberglass panel. So out of the box, we did notice that these flares had a little bit of warping in two places quite noticeably. Firstly, the actual main surface of the pod seems to be more concave than convex. And if we look at other flares from companies like Summit and also Flare Space in America, you'll notice that their flares have a slight convex bend to them rather than bending in. I think this may be an issue with the process of the fiberglass being built up and then maybe shrinking. I have no idea, and we did try to contact the company to find out if they could give us a little bit of feedback on this. So that is our template sorted out. So we're going to get this mounted onto the inside of our fiberglass flare and mark off where we need to cut out. I feel like these could have been checked a little bit more at quality control before they were shipped out, and I have to say, a little bit disappointed by that. When you get these flares in the box, you get two fiberglass van flares, but that is it. There are no instructions at all. You don't get a receipt or an invoice to show your purchase either, although you can download that off the eBay website. I feel like this product is for the DIYer that wants to save some cash. Do not expect a product that you can take straight out the box and fit to the side of your van like you might be able to with a set of windows from Van Pimps. This is going to take some considerable work and cutting and measuring to make sure you get a good fit on your van. So there's two reasons why we've drilled those holes. Firstly, it's to be able to get our jigsaw into so we can start that cut from the outside on the panel. The second reason I've cut so many holes in rather than just one to start is because we are cutting from the outside rather than the internal edge. The internal edge is a bit of a nightmare to get a jigsaw up to. You're going to end up snapping blades. So it's better to get all these marked with a felt tip pen from the outside. Cut from the outside, you'll get a much better finish. This product is definitely for DIYers that have a little bit more knowledge. If you are looking to fit this as a complete novice with no fitting skills of things like windows, I would not recommend it for you. The fiberglass is about 3 mil thick, and when you have this on the side of your van and you give that a good tap next to its normal metal panels, it does feel quite solid. Now that is the scariest bit of any van build. Taking a jigsaw or other cutting instrument to your biggest investment. Let's get it filled back up. So we picked up this Skillaflex 522. It's specifically for motorhomes and caravans, and it's for bonding in things like windows, fiberglass, vents, everything else. It's what I think they call a structural silicone. Again, I will stress, I'm an amateur, I'm learning with you, but this is what we're going to be using to go on the bonding here. We've etched the surface to make sure we get a bond. We've done the same thing on the fiberglass. Now we're going to go and pop a couple of these in some boiling hot water so that when we're using our gun, we're not going to snap our fingers off. I think my biggest gripe with this company is that there is no aftercare whatsoever. I have tried calling Adam from Blackrock Outfitters probably 6 or 7 times and texted him a couple of times as well to get some information and advice on these pods, with no phone calls back whatsoever. I think with a little more information provided within the box when the flares were delivered, it would have made this whole process a lot easier for me and anyone else looking to fit these to their vans. Boom. There we go. Van flare is on one side. Since the last clip, I've been working on that panel for around about 30 minutes, just cleaning up the Sikaflex. I'm sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. The bonding agent. I've just been told by my painter that this stuff is actually used to bond car panels in factories these days. It's that strong. One mistake I made is by putting it in this tub of water down here, it became really malleable. So what happened was when we got it on, it was slipping because it was so easy to get out of the tube. So don't use boiling water, definitely get it warmed up, but the warmer it is, the more slip you're going to get. So that's a way up that you can figure out for yourself. We've got one side on. I'll show you the inside as well. So there we go, that's the piece of metal that came out. Now the back edge is where we've got our extra 4 inches. On the front edge, maybe an inch, inch and a half. But remember that across the width, that's going to give us 8 inches extra on one side, which is fantastic. We will be putting on insulation on the interior of these panels, and if I was super organized, I would have maybe perhaps thought about even dressing the inside of this panel before we got it in, so we don't have to work into this gap on the front edge, which has got, there's quite a space in there. But hey ho, you live and you learn, don't you? Anyway, I'm going to get the other side done, and I'm going to keep an eye on that side and just make sure it's not slipping. We've used electrical tape because it will come off super easy, and that should go off in about 24 hours in total. Yeah, let's keep going. Would I buy the product again? Well, at the price point of £500, it is very tempting to go for the cheapest option on the market. However, I feel if the pods had arrived and they had been damaged, I simply wouldn't have been able to get through to Adam at Blackrock Outfitters at all to have a discussion or organise a replacement. I think it's fantastic that in the UK we now have these little builders and cottage industries where people are developing products for our vans. And the ones that are thriving are the ones that get back to their customers when they have an issue. I really would like to recommend these flares to other people, but at the moment, I just feel they're 20% off that quality control and customer relationships that you need to develop to make sure that your customers and end users like myself are really happy and confident to fit these flares on their vans. Well, I hope that's helped you make a decision on whether you're going to get flares fitted on your vans. For me, now that they're fitted, I am happy with them. It has been a bit of a hard process to get them on there, but I've got that width that I was looking for. So next job, getting the van resprayed.